Are you ready?
Oh, it's heavy. It is heavy.
Hey, so I have $1,000 worth of cubes. It literally doesn't fit on my desk. Since 2022, Moyu released 22 3x3s. All 22 are now in this box, so I'm super hyped to open it up. Also, I forgot to mention I got all these cubes from thecubicle.com. Use code CRITICS for a juicy discount. Giveaway winners will be announced at the end of this video, so good luck. I might need to stand up for this one. There's gonna be a lot of package ASMR today. Alright, let's see what we got. Half the box is just super Weilongs. Where's my mouse gone? I'm gonna rest it on the Super Weilong. So we have 3 Super RS3Ms, all 4 YS3Ms, Super RS3M V2s, all 3, 6 GuHong Pros, 4 WRM V9s, a bunch of RS3M V5s in a very careful stack, GAN 13 and a GAN 14, and then the random imposter Qiyi carbon fiber 2x2. So I have 2 rules for this unboxing. Rule number 1 is that I can't set up these cubes yet. I'm going to save that for a future video. Rule number 2 is that one of these cubes has to become my new main. So my current main is the GAN 12 MagLev UV. Okay, so we have 3 Super RS3Ms. Standard has the springs on the thing. We then have the MagLev, and then we have the ball core. So let's start with the RS3M Super Standard Edition. Unboxing ASMR, right? So I've unboxed this cube before on stream. Oh, I got the wrong side. So it contains cube stand, the cube in plastic wrap, and then an accessories box. Regular primary internals. Let's give it a try. Oh, yeah. I like this. The previous one I got, I made into a YoCube Eco V2. It was good. So this is now like a stock version with the nice Mofang Jiaoshi logo on it. Out of the box, it's sandy. It feels a lot like the Weilong. This is a Weilong. It feels like a slightly faster Weilong. It's got that same like papery sandiness, combined with an RS3M 2020. I won't go into too much detail on this because I've already talked about this cube quite a lot. I did rate it quite highly in the budget cube video, if you guys have seen that. Standard accessories in the box. No cube card. That's very sad. I used to enjoy collecting the cube cards. Yo, Cubehead's in the chat. Wait, where? Oh, hello. So the MagLev version is next. This one is worth $14.99, so it's $5 more than the original. Is it worth the extra $5 though? My hack to try and not get the accessories box on the wrong side is I shake the box on both sides. The accessories box is on this side. Boom. Accessories box. So then when I pull it all out, the accessories box comes out with the cube. So same cube stand. Accessories are going to be identical, so I'm not going to look at those. So I don't know why I took it out. Cubehead is a living W. Agreed. Agreed. This one's stuck. There we go. Completely butchered that plastic wrap there. That was not good. This one might be the one a lot of people will buy. At $14.99, it's a decent price. Ooh, I feel like it's way tighter out of the box. I can feel the extra speed. Ooh, no. Out of the box, I actually like the original there. Probably because it's looser. You can definitely tell the speed difference though. But you can tell, look at this. Corner cutting, nowhere near decent, and that's because the cube is way too tight. Chat is a bit more active than what I'm used to. I'm not too sure what happened there. My PC just exploded. So far, I like the regular version compared to the MagLev, but I feel like if I loosen up the MagLev one a bit more, this is already breaking quite nicely. So purple internals, MagLev, I mean, I'm not blown away. It's very fast, but we're gonna have to see the ball core version. Ooh, this one comes in the WRM box. I'm gonna assume it's the same accessories. Some premium unboxing experience here. Cube stuck. Is this normal? There we go. Strange. Let's see what we're working with. Goldish internals. This one feels surprisingly less stable. It's way looser out of the box. Standard, MagLev, and then ball core. The ball core version feels fast and much looser out of the box. The magnets are barely noticeable. Yeah, I'm not too big of a fan of that. It's gonna need setup. It's like way too fast out of the box. I actually like the standard one the most out of the box. However, when I set up this ball core version, I can guarantee it's gonna be really good. I'm not getting any alignment, so I'm guessing the core magnets are very weak. So yeah, those are the Super RS3M 2022s. Not completely blown away, but a solid start. Let's move on. We've got 4 YS3Ms, Magnetic, which is the standard version, the MagLev, which is the second up version. The next one is MagLev BC on the box, a bit confusing. And then the one after that is MagLev UV. This is like the Magic Clothes version. So YS3M standard version. What is the best lube for speed? I like DNM and I also like Mystic. Comes with Mr. Yusheng Du in the box. I've got something for this. Sleeved him up. This is going to sell for $1 million. So I'm going to keep that. I'm going to frame it. We have the cube in an accessories box. So life hack, I think you put your fingers on opposite sides, you push and then you pull. Yeah. I've seen a lot of people struggle online with these boxes. We'll look into the accessories in a bit. I'm not a fan of how the box goes into 2 pieces, but okay. The cube. Immediately it feels maybe a bit heavier. The matte plastic is quite grippy. Oh no. Oh wow. Holy, this cube is tight. Tight and very dry. This thing can barely corner cut out of the box. That is surprising. Maybe I just got a very badly tensioned version. But wow, okay. This is gonna need some tensioning, but I'm not allowed to tension in this video either. It looks like an RS3M from the outside. I really like this cube logo though. Sounds like it's got a lot of stuff in here. Pamphlet, I'm not gonna look at that. Second pamphlet, I'm not gonna look at that. These weird tensiony things that no one ever uses. An extra dual adjustment tool and a screwdriver. I've probably got like 50 of these by now. And obviously the dual adjustment tool. That is the standard version. Let's hope the MagLev one is a bit better, because that was somewhat disappointing. MagLev. But yeah, that standard is very bad out of the box. Another Yusheng Du. I shall keep that for the collection. Same stuff in the box. I'm not going to worry about that. This is the MagLev version. Oh, $14.99 for the standard. So far out of the box, I don't think it's worth it. MagLev, $19.99. MagLev YS3M came nice and loose. I like this one. It reminds me of a more stable RS3M 2020. Corner cutting is good. So far, I like the RS3M Supers more. So you can get the ball core RS3M 2022 at the same price as the MagLev Huameng YS3M. In my opinion, the ball core RS3M is better. This one feels like a blockier RS3M. It is very dry and sandy out of the box. The standard version definitely is going to need tightening up because I don't feel like this is a fair evaluation. Number 3 is ball core. ASMR in 3, 2, 1. Another Yusheng Du card, very premium. Accessories in the box, exactly the same. We're not going to go into those. Okay, cube, more plastic. Okay, MagLev ball core, blue internals, very loose out of the box. This one is $25.99. It feels more papery. You can hear like a high-pitched sandiness in this one. This is the ball core. This is the MagLev. And this is the standard. They've all got different sounds to them. Again, it feels like an RS3M 2020. Yeah, oh, I've messed up. Oh no, I've messed up. Oh, it's breaking in now, actually. Hold up, let him cook. Yeah, decent, not bad actually. So this cube doesn't have the edge repelling magnets in the ball core version. So it's just the standard corner core magnets. It is decent. It's not amazing. Like, I'm not blown away like this is going to be my new main kind of thing. And at $25.99, I probably wouldn't buy this cube based on first impressions, obviously. But that is the Huameng YS3M. Oh, there's one more. Let's not wrap it up there. There's one more. Okay, the final one in the collection, Magic Clothes. Oh, Mr. Yusheng Du once again. I didn't even show the other side actually. There's the other side. Okay, this one's UV and it is $36.99. Wow. Is this really worth an extra $11 compared to the regular ball core? UV is expensive. Holy. That is shiny. There we go. Boom. Alright, let's get into first turns. Okay, this one feels way more premium in the hand. It's got like a clackiness to it. I'd say the jump between the ball core and the ball core UV is actually significant, but it's mainly just in hand feel. Is it really worth an extra $11 though? I'm not too sure about that. Nice and stable. Feels good. Less dry and sandy, this one. Ooh, I like this one. I like this one. It's gonna have some stiff competition. This is feeling less like an RS3M 2020 and it's feeling way more premium. $36.99. We'll have to see if that's worth it because coming up is the Huameng YS3M's biggest competitor, the WRM V9. So we've got 4 versions here. 3 of them are like the standard versions and then one of them is the special edition version. So we've got standard, ball core, MagLev and special edition. So we'll start with standard, which comes in at $18.99, $1 less than the MagLev YS3M. I like this box better than the Huameng. It looks nicer. Accessories, same tools, same pamphlet. Nothing special there. Okay, cube. Okay, so the centers look way more rounded on this one. Matte plastic again, which is actually quite grippy. So I don't mind that. It feels lighter. Let's have a look. 68 grams. Wow. So the Weilong V9s are all lighter than the Huameng YS3Ms. What I can say is that it feels very grippy. Like the matte plastic is fine. People say that matte plastic is slippery. Corner cutting is better out of the box compared to the Huameng. Feels a bit softer and a bit faster. Like this is a standard version and it's still very fast out of the box. At $18.99, is it worth more than the MagLev Huameng YS3M? I actually prefer the WRM V9. It's a very light feeling cube, which means you can probably cube for a very long time with this cube. I said cube way too many times there. Decent, but a bit too fast, which gives me a strong feeling that this next cube, the MagLev version, is also going to be way too fast. Grand reveal. Same stuff in the box. Boom. ASMR. Okay, this one comes very loose. I really like the purple. I really like the purple internals. So the MagLev one comes in at $25.99, which is the same price as the ball core Huameng YS3M matte version. In my opinion, the ball core Huameng YS3M wins on this occasion. I feel like MagLev on the WRM V9 is a downgrade because the cube is already way too fast. Let's give it a try. How much is this one? $42.99. Okay, I think this one might be a bit overpriced. Again, it's very fast, very sandy out of the box. I feel like more use tensioning out of the box is very inconsistent. Like the Huameng YS3M I got standard was this tight, and now we're getting WRM V9s this loose. So I think more you maybe need to work on that. I kind of like the UV Huameng more. Yeah, I like this one more. The UV Weilong V9 is $42.99. The UV Huameng YS3M is $36.99. So not only is the Huameng cheaper, but it's also better in my opinion, based on first impressions. Interesting, very interesting. I wasn't blown away by the standard. Oh no wait, no, the standard is actually the best one. If I had to rank the WRM V9s based on first impressions, number 1 is actually the standard, number 2 is the ball core UV, and number 3 is the MagLev out of the box. But those are the 3 cubes. Interesting, but no, you did not stop there. Oh, wait, no. Why am I switching cubes? Before we get to these, there is a special edition version of the WRM V9. I don't know why I'm jumping ahead here. I'm getting a bit too excited. Okay. Premium packaging looks very similar to the Huameng WRM box. I'll put it up on the side. So I'll look at the accessories box for this one. Standard tools. Ooh, I like this. So I am sponsored by the Cubicle, but that Pi Cube logo looks fresh. Sheesh. I cannot fit these into the box. The box is way small. Another one of these annoying plastic boxes. ASMR number 643. So it's UV coated, has a nice baby blue internals, very fresh. First turns. Okay, so I think what this cube has done is it's taken every bit that I like from each of the Weilong V9s and put them together. So I like the ball core. but the MagLev was too fast. And then in the standard one, I like the spring screw because it had a bit of resistance. And what they've done is they've combined all that. So this cube has no MagLev, but it still has ball core and UV. It doesn't have edge repelling magnets either. So I think they've taken out all the bits of the Weilong V9 ball core UV that were bad about it, i.e. the MagLev. So I quite like this one. This is my favorite. Holy. This is my favorite cube so far. Is it better than the Huameng RS3M? I think yeah. Ooh, sheesh. I'm cooking. This cube so far has reached main tier. I like the UV Huameng RS3M. This one is slightly better in my opinion. It is worth $7 more, I think. Quick maths. Yeah, so this one is worth $7 more. So you do have to take that into consideration. However, I still think the Tornado V3 is slightly better. And I think cheaper. But I like this cube. I like it. So far, the Weilong WRM V9 Special Edition is going to become my new main. However, there's a lot more cubes to come, so stick around. Next cube. These are the Super RS3M V2s. These are some very controversial cubes, and I'll explain why whilst I'm opening up the standard version. That's if I can work out which one the standard version is, because it's all in Chinese. So I'm going to make things up as I go along here. I think the one with the least amount of Chinese is standard. Then there's some extra characters on this one, so this one's MagLev. And then the one with the most characters is going to be the ball core version. So I'm going to start off with this one and hope it's the standard. Very confusing box though. Magnetic box. This is where things get a bit more premium. Ooh, a bit of an excessive box here. So here's the cube. Here's the accessories box, which contains the exact same stuff as every other box. It's a bit bigger this time though. 7th version of this plastic box. ASMR version 6492. Something to mention with these super cubes is that they all have UV on them. This cube is $26.99. So I think this is the standard version. I can check by looking under the hood. Should have a simple spring screw. Yeah, this one's the standard version. I was right. Okay, this one's actually decent. I like it. I don't see what all the fuss was about. Let's check with the Super RS3M 2022. The ball core RS3M Super 2022 to the Super RS3M V2. Yeah, they feel very different. This one feels cheaper and this one feels more expensive. So the difference in price is $7. But I feel like you get a lot more premium feeling with this Super RS3M. This one's good. That's probably a controversial take. Like, I feel like there's going to be a lot of people in the comments roasting me saying that, oh no, the RS3M Super V2 is actually really bad. But it's actually decent. This is a standard version. I have a feeling the MagLev version is going to be worse. On to Les MagLev. Second RS3M Super V2. Long names. Okay, same stuff in the box. I'm not even going to bother this time. Cube. And ha, I was right. This is the MagLev. Purple internals. And as expected, I think this cube is worse. It's a bit too fast. Like, you can do U-turns in one flick, which isn't good. You don't want that. It still has the premium UV feeling on the outside. Yeah, again, I like the standard version more. I feel like the MagLev makes the cube way too fast. And then I'm overshooting and locking up quite a bit. So the MagLev version was $34.99. In my opinion, this is where the RS3M Supers start to get a bit overpriced. Yeah, I think from this point onwards, they're probably not going to be worth buying. But I will try out the ball core just to give it the benefit of the doubt. Something I've noticed that these boxes are heavy as well. I don't know why. I'm becoming an expert at opening these boxes now. Another version of ASMR. I've lost count. Okay, so this one has, oh, I like that. That looks beautiful. It has the teal internals. It has repelling edge magnets in the edges, obviously. And this is where the alignment comes in. However, this cube is $47.99. Holy. So you can get the Weilong V9 Special Edition for like $4 less. So in my opinion, the Super RS3M V2 ball core UV MagLev whatever at $47.99, it's not worth it. Instead of getting this cube, get the Weilong V9 Special Edition. Or if you want something more stable, the Huameng RS3M. ball core UV is also a very solid option. And you end up saving a lot of money, which you can then spend on lubes. Okay, so that was the Super RS3M V2. Somewhat disappointing. Standard is good. MagLev is bad. Ball core UV is decent, but too expensive. So go for the Weilong V9 ball core or go for the Huameng YS3M. So eventually Moyu realized they did an oopsie. And so they ended up releasing an RS3M V5. But not just one of them. They released 5 of them. They range from $8.99 from the cheapest version all the way up to $26.99 for the most expensive version. So I'll give a quick rundown before opening all the boxes. The cheapest one is $8.99 and it has no dual adjustment system. At $9.99 you get a dual adjustment system, so just $1 extra. So at $12.99 you get the $9.99 cube, but just with an added robot, which in my opinion is not really worth it. So then at $15.99, which is $3 extra, you get the MagLev version. And then finally at $24.99 you get the ball core UV version. So this is the cheapest ball core UV 3x3 you can get for now. Let's start off with $8.99, the RS3M V5 standard. Packaging looks very nice. It's a refreshing change, if I can open it. Wow, Moyu does not like me. There we go. And of course, I got the side with the cube and not the accessories box. I'm going to assume the accessories are just generic. At this point, I've unboxed way too many Moyu cubes, so I know the accessories are just going to be standard stuff. So, the cube. Ow! Took a bit of damage there. Okay, so at $8.99, cube is very tight. Holy! Wow. Hold up. Hold up. Let me get the standard RS3M. They look very similar. Okay, so the main difference is that there's some notched out edges on the center cap. So on the left is the RS3M Super. On the right is the RS3M V5. The RS3M V5 looks a lot like a Weilong, except with the new blue Mofang Jiaoshi logo. This is the standard RS3M. So I'd say the RS3M V5s are much better than the RS3M Supers. This might be the new king of budget cubes. It's a bit tight, which makes it very blocky. And of course, there's no dual adjustment on this one. Just a plain spring screw mechanism. I have a strong feeling, I'm going to put my prediction out there. I have a strong feeling this is going to be the next YoCube Eco. Cubehead's going to release 2 new YoCubes. An Eco V3, which is going to be an RS3M V5 standard. And then a Huameng YS3M YoCube Deluxe. Because this cube is really good. I'd say this is the first cube in this pile of cubes that I've tried that I've actually been impressed by based on its price. Which just means the one with dual adjustment is going to be very similar, but you're going to get customizability. So I'm hyped for that. Let's give it a try. There's so much plastic on the floor, by the way. I'll take a picture and I'll put it up on screen. Yes, this one opened nicely. Thank you, Moyu. So again, the cube, the accessories box. I'll open this one up just for completion purposes. Screwdriver, extra adjustment tool, and then obviously the adjustment nut. Not gonna lie, budget Moyu cubes are so annoying. But most of the time you just open them and then just throw them away. More plastic wrap. So this is the second version. This one's $9.99. So it's only $1 extra, but the main difference is it has dual adjustment. Oh my god. Oh my god. Maybe this is the MagLev. Maybe I opened the wrong one by accident. No, it's springs. That just shows how fast the cube is. I accidentally mistook it for MagLev. This one's $10. In my opinion, it's not even worth going for the standard version without the dual adjustment system. Just spend that $1 extra and get the dual adjustment version. I am flabbergasted. Okay, so far the RS3M V5s are not disappointing. So I'm going to skip the third version because it's basically the same cube except it's got a robot. So I'll put that to one side. We shall open the next one, which is MagLev plus robot. So with the MagLev version, you're forced to get it with the robot, which I'm not too big of a fan of. So it comes in at $15.99, which is very reasonable. Let's hope the cube is also reasonable. Unboxing the robot. Okay, I take back what I said about the robot. The robot looks actually quite nice. It's got the little arms that move. It's got the legs that click and sit down. So you can sit him down and he sits. You can stand him up and he stands perfectly fine. Let's open him up. Okay, MagLev version. Let's clear up this mess. It comes in a pouch instead of a box this time. It's just the same stuff in the regular version. So just a screwdriver, extra tensioning nut, and then a tensioning tool, and then a couple of pamphlets in the box, but no one really looks at those. Okay, so this matte plastic, I didn't notice it before, but it's a bit slipperier than the Huameng. For whatever reason, this one feels grippier. This one feels a bit slipperier. Not too sure why. Again, very blocky, probably because of the tensions. Yeah, tensions are way too tight. In my opinion, so far, none of the MagLev cubes have felt like an upgrade to the regulars. They've all felt way too fast. I know there's a lot of you out there that really like fast cubes, but in my opinion, I prefer it when it's a bit more controllable. And then if I want to speed it up, I can always lube the core afterwards. So I think in this occasion, I feel like MagLev has made it a bit too fast. I actually like the standard version more. By standard, I mean the one with a dual adjustment system. Interesting. I'm going to call this robot Dave. Dave has been promoted to the shelf. Let's unbox more Daves. So this is the last version. So this one has ball core and UV and comes with another Dave. I'm gonna have to open this one upside down. Dave, get out of here. So same stuff. I'm gonna throw this all back in the box. We don't need all that. Dave again. Ooh, this Dave is getting a bit rusty. The arms are a bit stiffer on this one. Alright, let's open the cube. I'm getting distracted. Okay, boom. Very shiny. So just a reminder, this cube is $24.99. So it's the cheapest ball core UV cube on the market from Moyu. Ooh. Yo. No. This is good. Wow, this is $25.99. I think this one might become my new main. At $25.99, I actually think the UV ball core RS3M V5, long name, is well worth the price. I think this is the best value for money cube we've tried so far. I can see why Phil Yu, the CEO of the cubicle, now mains this cube, because it's really good. However, don't get me wrong, for $10, the standard version is still really good. Or jump straight to the ball core UV. The performance difference is massive, by the way. I'm going to change my opinion on the Super RS3Ms. I actually think the Super RS3M V2s are no longer worth getting because the RS3M V5 is half the price and feels just bare. It's just bare. Save your money and go for the RS3M V5. It's really good. We still have a lot more 3x3s to do. So we're jumping from the cheapest Moyu cubes to now the most expensive Moyu cubes. So they come in 3 versions. So just a summary, all the Weilong Supers have ball core. They all have UV. However, the cheapest one doesn't have edge magnets and it has springs. The middle and the expensive one both have MagLev. And then the most expensive one has everything combined. So it has edge repelling magnets, MagLev, ball core, UV, the whole shebang. Let's start off with the basic one. I mean, I say they're basic, but this one's still $69.99. I don't get the point of this box. The one thing I will say is good about this cube is that they make really good gifts because it's got like the gift bag. I think that's the marketing for Moyu here. This is like their gift edition. So it's got a gift bag and then inside that there's a gift box. So yeah, a bit overkill. But if you do have the money lying around and you want to get someone a nice gift, this is the one worth getting. Ooh, okay. So a lot of empty space. So we got the cube straps. I shall take those out for now. Accessories box and I'll get rid of everything else. So look at this. This is what comes in the box. You can easily make the box like 1/3 of the size. I don't see why it's so big. Spring loaded. Beautiful. I'll look at the watch in a bit. If you gave me this and a Weilong V9 UV, I wouldn't be able to tell the difference at all. Like, don't get me wrong, the cube is good, but I can't tell the difference between this and the Weilong V9. So it does have adjustable magnets, so I feel like that's where a lot of the price jump is. It's fast, it's got UV. I feel like if I spent $70 on this cube and got the whole box and the accessories and everything, and then I tried out this cube, I would probably be a bit disappointed. Because it's essentially a Weilong V9, but with adjustable magnets. There's probably some main differences, which I'll notice once I set it up. Interesting looking tool. As always, Moyu dual adjustment system. Very sad. Kind of want to see some innovation there. The cube is good, but it's not worth $70. So if you compare this, the Super Weilong, to the WRM V9 Special Edition, yeah, Special Edition feels way better. It doesn't have adjustable magnets, but it doesn't need it. This cube does feel a bit more quiet and plush, but I think you're paying $30 extra for a watch and a bunch of like accessories and maybe the magnet adjustment. But most people will adjust the magnets once and then forget about it. So yeah, I think the Super Weilong Standard Edition is a big L from Moyu. Let's try out the watch. Hell no, this is not worth $70. Obviously, I've made mine way too loose, but you put the cube on your wrist and then the cube, boom, you pull it out and you cube. But that's it. That's literally it. I say ditch the Super Weilong Standard. We're going to have to see if the other ones are worth it. For now, just stick to the Weilong V9 Special Edition. Weilong Super 8-core magnetic plus MagLev. So it's going to be the exact same thing, except it's got MagLev. Let's see. I can't get it out. I'm fighting the box here, and the box is winning. There we go. So MagLev, is it worth the upgrade? So for the MagLev, it's worth an extra $16. I've opened it upside down. $16. That is nuts. I don't like the boxes. So, is the 8-core magnetic plus MagLev worth it? Okay, so this is the only occasion out of the box where the MagLev feels a bit better. I'm not sure why that is, but it's not worth $80. Is it going to become my new main? I actually don't know. If you gave me this cube without telling me the price, I'd be like, hey, this cube is really good. But as soon as you tell me it's $85, I'm just like, take it away. Like the cube itself is alright, but they're making you pay for so many extra stuff that you don't need. I kind of prefer the Moyu cubes that have the primary internals, kind of look like GAN cubes, compared to cubes that have the split piece design. So far, I like the cap design cubes better, but $85, hard pass. You thought that was expensive. This next cube is $100. Okay. Opens it up the right way. $100 cube. The main difference is that this has edge repelling magnets. That is the only difference. So for an extra certain amount of dollars, I don't know, I'll put it up on screen. The alignment is good. This ain't it. This just ain't it. One thing I will say as well, these cubes feel smaller than the RS3M V5s. The reason being that these Weilong Supers are 55mm, but the RS3M V5s are 55.5. I actually prefer the size of the RS3M Supers. No, RS3M V5s. Okay, so I still like the Special Edition WRM V9. I still think it's better than this cube. Yeah, holy, yeah. Let's go, look at this. Whoa. I still prefer the RS3M V5 Ball Core UV and the Weilong V9 Special Edition. And maybe with a bit of setup, the YS3M Ball Core UV. So far, all three of those are still better than the Weilong Super. So that was the first impressions on all the Moyu cubes. So the Super Weilong was more expensive than the GAN 14. Everyone seems to be comparing it to the GAN 14. So we're going to try out the GAN 14, but before we do that, we have to try out the GAN 13. Ooh, soft coated finish. Cube box just falls apart. Here's the cube, card, and then accessories box. We'll come back to that. So I decided to get the UV version because when speaking to Timon, he said get the UV version. I think with a bit of setup, this GAN 13 has potential. It's still expensive, but it's less expensive than the cheapest Weilong Super, which is nuts. I keep saying nuts. I should probably stop saying that. I'm starting to like it more and more. Is there an upgrade to the 12? In my opinion, with some setup, it definitely has potential. And that's the thing about GAN cubes, is like they rarely come good out of the box. Like this GAN 12 took quite a bit of setup to be good. And if you don't know how to set up cubes or you don't have any lubes, I really don't think GAN cubes are worth getting. So this is what the GAN 12 looks like. And then the GAN 13, extra stuff. Let's see, so it comes with like a SIM card tool in the box. Again, as per rule 1, I'm not allowed to tension or set up the cubes today. It's fast. When it's set up, it'll likely sound like this. Versus this. I think it's going to need some setup for sure. So the GAN 13 was good, but is the GAN 14 better? Is the GAN 14 really worth your liver? So it pulls out from the side. Again, a very soft coated finish on the box. I like that. It's the little things. Cube card, collector's edition. The cube box, which is new. Oh, it's spring loaded, so it slowly opens. It doesn't open by itself, and I feel like that's gonna confuse a lot of people. You press down the GAN logo, and it just gently opens up. Inside, you've got the funny looking fire hydrant, a cube bag, some pamphlets, and then I'm guessing it's very similar in the GAN 13 as well. I feel like I'm gonna keep doing this because I'm so used to it. The main event, the cube itself. Okay, hold up. Either I'm colorblind or they've made the GAN logos darker. So on the left is a GAN 12, on the right is the GAN 13 and 14. They've used a darker blue. So I've heard this cube has been notorious for its pops, lockups, explosions, all sorts. I don't feel that on this cube. Feels stable enough. However, if you opened this up for the first time and did some turning on it, you'd actually think it feels like a smart cube. Why? Because it feels very blocky. And it feels very rattly, kind of like if you had a smart cube. Again, this might be another colorblind moment, but the shade of red looks different. Maybe I'm just tripping. Is it a cube I will main? For $87.99, this is a very steep price. Like in my opinion, the performance is good. I'd say it's better than the 13 for sure. Any cube, in my opinion, that's over $50 tends to be overpriced. Especially given that you've got cubes that are like $25. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? You've got cubes that are $25 and perform way better out of the box, i.e. the RS3M V5 ball core UV MagLev. It's gonna need some setup, and I have a feeling that once I set this up, it's gonna replace the GAN 12. But initial impressions, I don't like it. I like the box though. That's the one thing I can say. GAN know how to make a quality cube box. But overall, I am not mind blown. So you may be thinking, Zen, these cubes are way too expensive. Show me a cheaper cube. The GAN 356ME is currently $25.99. So a fraction of the GAN 13 and an even smaller fraction of the GAN 14. Cube station card, not sure why. The cube accessories box, we'll come back to those. Traditional GAN packaging. Not sure about the box. The box feels very thin plastic as well. Matte plastic. So out of the box, the GAN 356ME feels better than the GAN 13 and GAN 14. Feels a bit more buttery, more stable. It does have matte plastic and that is gonna have to take some breaking, but overall it's decent. The thing about the GAN 356 cubes though is that they're very confusing. So you had the original GAN 356M, then you got this cube which is the GAN 356ME, which is like an upgraded GAN 356M. Then after that you now have a cube called GAN 356 MagLev. It's just come out. I have no idea what the differences are. I also have no idea what cube this cube is based off of. It's reasonable, but at $25, I think we've seen some better cubes. So I'm going to say pass on this cube. But if you do want a cheaper GAN cube and you specifically want a GAN cube, then I would say this cube's decent. Ooh, so it's got 5 settings. GAN are willing to put numeric systems into cheaper cubes. Moyu, on the other hand, hasn't put any numeric systems in any of their cubes, i.e. a tensioning system where you can just change a dial so it's on fixed numbers. So in that case, GAN is slightly winning in terms of their tensioning tech. Moyu is winning in terms of performance. But yeah, GAN 356ME, a strange one for sure. So a budget cube that's had a bit more impact on the market are the GuHong Pros. So they come in 3 different sizes: 54mm standard and MagLev, 55mm standard and MagLev, and then 56mm standard and MagLev. So I'm going to start off with the 54mm cubes. These cube companies need to think about the turtles. There's just way too much plastic here. The box, very premium. So just a heads up, all the non-MagLev cubes from the Dian GuHong series are $14.99, and then all the MagLev versions are $19.99. So it's the same price no matter what size you get. 54mm standard. Okay, off the bat, it's very slimy. Okay, so I am an extreme one-handed noob. I mean, I can do basic or U moves. So in terms of Dian cubes, we have the GuHong V4. This cube, when it released, and still to this day, I haven't set up, and it's constantly feeling like it's gonna explode. This cube, however, feels way more premium, way more stable, and way more buttery. Reverse cuts are way quieter. Listen to this. Compared to this, I like it. So this is the MagLev version, 54mm. Again, very wet. I don't like that. Dian, you lose a few points there. MagLev edition. I actually can't tell much of a difference between the MagLev and the standard. First thing I'm going to do is add the sticker on, otherwise I'm going to lose it. There we go, red sticker means standard. We got the GuHong V4, bad. We got the Tengyuan V1, decent. Then we got the Tengyuan V2, which was bad. So now I think Dian have come full circle, and their 55mm standard edition so far is perfect. This might be my new main. I like it. It's very lightweight as well, which is what I like. Again, moist with lube. Dian need to work out their lubing strat. This one somehow has like a heavier feel to it. It's softer, it's smoother, and I can feel a difference between this and the standard. The difference might just be the amount of factory lube that's been put in. I'd say I like these more than the 54mm. I think the 54mm ones are mainly for one-handed, and then the 55 and 56 are for two-handed. So I think the main cube this is competing with is the RS3M V5. So here is an RS3M V5. They're way more premium feeling than the RS3M V5s. Let's compare it to the UV version. In my opinion, the GuHong is better. It's better. Did I just voice crack there? Oh no. So I think the GuHong Pro now takes the crown, but I have a feeling these 56mm cubes are going to be even better. Now here's the thing. I went from trying out $80 cubes to then trying out this cube. And in my opinion, performance-wise, this cube is better. I would be perfectly happy with this cube instead of using like an $80 Super Weilong. This one's only $15, but it is insanely good. I think a main reason for the lower price is the lack of customizability. I think it only has 5 tensions, and I don't think it has any compression options. $15 for a premium feeling speed cube that doesn't feel like it's going to explode. Corner cuts perfectly, effortless corner cutting. Like, I'm barely putting any force into this 45. Reverse. Barely moving. It just does it. And I think that's why this cube is really buttery smooth. The safest option, however, is to get the 55. I should have unboxed this one first. Why did I leave these to the end? These cubes are silent. This cube doesn't feel that much different to the standard. Again, it feels a bit more quieter and a bit more plush, but that could be because of the lube. I'm not sure. So you know how I mentioned that the RS3M V5 is the cheapest ball core UV cube out there? In fact, it actually is the Dian GuHong Pro. These are $15 and the UV ball core RS3M V5 is $25. I'm very impressed. My favorite out of the 6 GuHong Pros are the 56mm, personally. But I think the safest option is 55, because it won't be too small, but it won't be too big. The final cube. We have finally reached the climax of this $1,000 cube unboxing. Qiyi are trying to get in on this ball core game. So I'm gonna see, has Qiyi done a good job with their Qiyi M Pro ball core UV? $17.99, so more expensive than the GuHongs. That is weird. Imagine having piece magnets and core magnets and your cube literally doesn't align fully during turns. Compared to like a Dian cube. Layers align perfectly. The layers never align, almost like it's non-magnetic. That is weird. The magnets are really weak. So in the Cubicle's most recent video, they gave this cube a D tier, which honestly had me a bit shocked. But I can see why they put it there now. It seems like they've added ball core and UV on a cube that didn't need ball core and UV. And for $8 extra, I actually don't think the performance is better. I actually think it's worse. I have a regular Qiyi M Pro. The magnets are stronger, it's more stable, and it's actually aligning better. This is the ball core version. I don't know what went wrong at Qiyi, but this ain't it. I'm honestly confused. In fact, I would go as far as to say this cube is D tier myself. So if you want a budget Qiyi cube, just get the Qiyi M Pro. Trust me, the regular version. In my opinion, my favorite so far And this is where my recording ended. So here are all the cubes. Let's talk about my favorites. For $10 or less, I really like the RS3M V5 dual adjustment version. For $20 or less, I would recommend the GuHong Pros, specifically the 55mm standard version. So at $30, I no longer recommend the RS3M V5 Ball Core UV. I would say stick to the Dian GuHong Pro. At $40, I really like the Huameng RS3M Ball Core UV version. And then at $50 or above, I would recommend the WRM V9 Special Edition. So to answer the big question, what cube do I now main? Huge plot twist, the cube I now main is the Super Weilong 8-core magnetic plus maglev. Yes, it is super expensive and I do not recommend buying this cube, but I have broken all my PBs with this cube, so I am really happy with it. So now it's time to announce the giveaway winners. Winner number 1 is Breakum7649. Winner number 2 is Tryhard Fighter 1833. Interesting usernames. And then finally, winner number 3 is Vortex Lito 4340. So congrats to the winners. If you did win, reach out to us via email and we'll send you over your $10 Cubicle gift cards. So that's it for this video. Subscribe for a full review coming soon, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.